Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I finally have another sketchbook tour for you. So actually for the last month I was in Japan. I was doing a homestay / traveling, kind of like a vacation, but also trying my best to learn more about the culture there as well as the language, and I made a little sketchbook during my whole process of being in Nihon. Stay tuned. I will have a vlog specifically on how my whole homestay experience went, as well as you guys can hear Veda speak Japanese. That's fun. でも少し恥ずかしいですけど。So yeah, oh, and another thing before I show you guys my sketchbook is that my online store is now up, as well as I'm going to be at ACGHK this year. So if you guys want to see me in person or support me and buy my stuff, please check out the links in the description. It would mean a lot to me. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. So before I start a sketchbook, I wanted to talk about this type of sketchbook. It's not actually a sketchbook, it's called an accordion notebook. And the only reason I bought this is because I found it in the Ghibli store when I was in Hong Kong. Yes, there are Ghibli stores in Hong Kong, and I bought this. It's Spirited Away. So basically what an accordion sketchbook is that you can like pull it out like this, and then you can use it on both sides, which I thought would be a very interesting format to make a sketchbook with, because I've usually just stuck with my handy dandy like A5 size sketchbook. So it was time for a change and to experiment. So yeah. On the cover, I stuck a sticker of Kopen-chan, which is a character I've been obsessed with lately. Well, I always was obsessed with Kopen-chan, but when I was in Japan, I read a book about Kopen-chan, like it's a little short stories collection. Since I'm learning Japanese, I consumed a lot of children's media, so that's why I fell into the trap of Kopen-chan, and I've been really obsessed with him. So yeah, and then here it just says Saku no 日本旅行日記 or 日本旅行日記 or 日本旅行日記. Yes, now when I see kanji, I know how to say them in like so many ways. It really messes with my brain sometimes. So yeah, here on the very first page, I stuck my boarding pass on, as well as a lot of stickers. This is like a sketchbook fused with kind of like a scrapbook. It's basically just me documenting my whole journey in Japan. And then here on the right, I went to Kakegawa Kacho in Shizuoka, because that's mainly where I was homestaying, was in Shizuoka with a family friend, and I really love my host family dearly, and I know they will be watching this, so いつもありがとうございます. Okay, yeah, so it's here. It says このスケッチブックは1ヶ月の日本旅行の記録です. So that just means it's me recording my month in Japan. And then basically here I accidentally took the Homeliner train in Japan. So basically the difference between a Homeliner train is that it's like an express train that skips multiple stops, but I did not know it would skip multiple stops, so I took it and then it skipped my stop and then I got confused. Yeah. So, and then here I went to Kachoen, which is like a bird plant park. So I just basically did that. I drew a lot of the birds there. It was very interesting because they didn't really have much fences, and they just let you roam around with the birds, and I thought that was really cool. So I got to draw a lot of the birds really close up, and I also drew some flowers. I've been obsessed with a jisai, which is 烧烤饭 in Chinese, and I forgot what it was in English, and I really like that flower. So yeah, new obsession I had over summer break. And then here is a photo with me and my host family. I unfortunately gonna blur the picture because for privacy reasons, but there was like a photo booth there, and we took some photos together. And as you can see at the bottom, there were like a lot of stickers of animals I just stuck on and made really cute. And in the top, I thrifted this like dress, and it was really nice, and it was only like 500 yen, which is like 30 Hong Kong dollars, which is like like $4 US. So I was really proud of myself. Yeah. And then here I went to eat udon, and then there was like this really cool looking tree, so I just drew that. And then following my expedition and journeys in Japan, I then drew like the scenery, like the house residential area, which I thought was really cool. Japan really is known for the abundant amount of wires, and I it's like their aesthetic, and I thought it was really cool, even though Japanese people might not agree and think it's really messy and annoying, because that's what my host family said, but I thought it was really cool. And then after that, we went to the Dobutsen, which is the zoo, and then I basically just drew a lot of animals there, and then I stuck some stickers. It was really fun. And yeah, just a lot of things. Capybara. Okay, sorry. And then yeah, it was just a really nice time. And then here was like an orangutan, and it was just like eating. It was like having the time of its life while the zookeeper was like cleaning its room, and it was like waiting in the other room just like eating leaves. And I was like, damn, that's such a mood. And then here I went to the aquarium, the suizokukan, and then I also went to like the museum, the art museum, and then here's like my zoo ticket. So I had a lot of fun like exploring all these places, and I feel like I also got to be more of like a child, as in, if you guys watch my previous videos, I was talking about how in college I really had to force myself to grow up in order to like live and take care of myself, being abroad in the US studying by myself. And then now going to Japan, I'm studying a new language and consuming a lot of children's media and just being brought around to all these like places where a lot of children are like. So it was like a very nice, relaxing time, and my host family did really teach a lot of stuff to me, not just Japanese, but just like life morals and broadening my perspective that I wouldn't have thought of if I just stayed in Hong Kong my entire life, you know? Okay, so anyways, I went to the Bijutsukan, the museum, and they were having a Maruko-chan exhibit. So Maruko-chan is this character, I forgot what their name is. Is their name Maruko-chan in English too? So, and in Cantonese it's called Siu Yunzi, and I was compared to Siu Yunzi a lot growing up because of just like her being a girl that with like her hair kind of looked like me as a kid. And then it was also a really popular comic series and in Hong Kong, and it still is too, so it was nice going, even though I didn't really know much, and this is like kind of out of my generation. It was like the previous generations, but it was really fun. And in the museum you can't draw with a pen, so here's me drawing with a pencil, and then I stamped Shizuoka City Museum of Art here. And then yeah, and then here's some of my tickets, and I just stuck it on. Really cool. Okay, so the next place we went to was a place called Nukumori no Mori, and it's basically architecture by this one Japanese architect, which was very inspired by European styled architecture with a fuse of like child storybook like essence, which I thought was super cool. And yeah, so I just drew some of the buildings. It was really fun, and of course I stuck a lot of stickers on top because they're cool. And yeah, I'm really proud of this one. It looks really good. Sometimes you gotta be proud of your own art, am I right? And then here I drew some of the people going to work on the JR, being an outsider and like just observing how the locals like go to work every day. I think is really cool, especially Japanese fashion. Like I think it's super cool. If you don't know, I actually like I really like researching about different fashion styles in Japan, specifically more of like Harajuku styles, but just seeing Japanese fashion is just really cool to me. And some people dress really cool in Japan, like what the heck. So yeah, I just drew some of the people on the train, and then I went to a neko cafe, and it was really nice because I was able to like to go in by myself. Like I was able to survive going to a cafe by myself in Japanese and only speaking Japanese. I know it's not the most fluent conversational, but I did it, and I am proud of myself for doing that. And I also had like a small conversation with the staff because they saw me drawing, and they were like, oh, 上手ですね. And I was like, oh, ありがとうございます. And I was just like nodding. It was a really wholesome interaction. So yeah, I drew some of the cats. It was a really nice experience because I feel like during my homestay I got to experience a lot of things a typical tourist in Japan wouldn't, and I think that really broadened my horizons too, and I learned so much of the culture from the homestay specifically, even though it's like touring around afterwards was really fun too. But yeah, and then afterwards I went to watch a movie by myself in Japan. I'm actually really proud of myself for, like, at the beginning I was really scared of, like, I don't know, feeling like a foreigner, that I would barely be able to talk, not because I didn't have the ability, but just because I was too shy and I just had a lot of shame. But I think at the end of the homestay, I literally did not care anymore. And even though I just embraced that, they probably knew I was like a foreigner. What is this weird girl doing here with all her bright, vibrant pink hair? And then I just tried my best, like, communicating with my vocabulary, which is limited, but I could get my points across and just talk to people without feeling shameful and just really embracing living in Japan. And yeah, okay, so anyways, a little side tangent, I went off, but I watched Kimi no Hogago Insomnia, the movie. Yes, the live action movie. Yes, I did read the manga, which is infinitely times better, but I just really wanted to go to a cinema and see how much of the movie I could understand, which I think I understood most of it, but the movie, no spoilers. Actually, I will kind of spoil it because it's not really good, and if you want to know the plot, I'd much rather you read the manga. The movie just did not make sense in some parts because they skipped so much, like, integral lore of the manga. So yeah, okay. And then next, we went to the beach. Umi is where I thrive. Hong Kong is a fishing village, therefore I love ocean. So yeah, I really like listening to the calm waves, and especially because I was in Shizuoka, which is literally translated as like a quiet village mountain place. So it was just very nice and peaceful, and a very big contrast to the usual hustle bustle city life that I'm used to in Hong Kong, but actually more of Tokyo. I feel like Tokyo, I was so overwhelming with big city. Like, even though I'm kind of from a big city, Tokyo's on a different level. But anyways, going to Shizuoka with all the nature was really, really, really nice, and I think it was a really nice break. So here's a reminder to everyone to touch some grass, because it does wonders on your mental health. I am serious. Before I went to Japan, I was kind of in a wreck, like an emotional wreck, but after I went, the nature and the vibes are so good that I'm like healed. Yeah, anyways, next I went to a temple, and I basically just did one of those like luck things, and I got like normal luck, and then here's the ticket when we went to the shrine. Yay! And then I also got like this little turtle sticker, which means I'll live a long life, and hopefully the sticker is right. So yeah, and then afterwards I just drew some of the good food I had, because basically I was having a homestay, but I would also have Japanese class for 3 hours every weekday. So afterwards, before dinner, I would kind of go to a coffee shop nearby in Shizuoka-shi and just vibe and chill and just explore more of the city, and just by myself, just having fun and learning more about just the Japanese life. And then yeah, so that was really fun. And then here is the classroom I had all my classes in. I just drew it at the bottom. And then here, I also watched Spider-Verse in Japanese dub, because I really wanted to watch Spider-Verse again for the visuals, because y'all know that movie is so good. Like, the vis dub was immaculate, but I also wanted to see how it would be like in Japanese dub. Would it sound like an anime? Who knows? Anyways, he was like, "Boku wa maru morazu, boku no jinsei wa jibun no kimeru," and I thought, it was like, damn. Slay King. Anyways, I was the only one watching Spider-Man Japanese dub in the cinema, so I was just sitting there laughing and crying about how good the art is, like in full volume, because no one else is in the theater with me. So yeah, okay. You thought I was done? No, there's another side, guys. Lol. So yeah, more stuff I explored with my host family. We went to some like old Japanese ruined place and in another art museum where they had shape dye. Like they would cut out the shapes and then dye it. I don't know what it's called in English, but if I do, I will put it on screen. And yeah, I did more drawings because I really like drawing. And fun fact, we got interviewed in the museum and then they were like, why did you come here? And then my host family said like, oh, I'm bringing like me around because I really like art. That's why we're at the art museum. And then they asked me how I thought and I was just like, yes, in Hong Kong we mostly only have contemporary art, so this is very interesting. Yeah, and then afterwards I met 2 Japanese middle schoolers. Were they middle school or high schoolers? I forgot. I think they were middle schoolers. So basically they had the class after me at the place I was studying Japanese at, and then they came early one time and then they thought I was really cool. They were like, oh, 姉さんかっこいい、ピンクが好きだね. And I was like, yes, how could you tell I like pink? Like not my whole personality is pink. And then I was telling them like a bit about Hong Kong, explaining to them how we also use Chinese, but we don't use simplified Chinese, we use traditional Chinese, like that. And yeah, here is them. I drew them while they were studying. Ganbatte ne. Japanese students only have their summer breaks in like late July, and it's only for a month. And yeah, so they are working hard and studying for their finals when I met them. Ganbatte ne. And then afterwards I drew Shizuoka-shi because it was getting to one of the last days of me staying there. So yeah, this is Shizuoka. Like, a lot of people ask me like, why the hell are you in Shizuoka, Veda? There's literally nothing to do there. Well, I will disagree because I feel like every city in Japan has its own charm. Like, yeah, it's not Tokyo, it's not a touristy place, but I think just like for me right now, I feel like I've come to a stage where like not only the touristy places are fun, just seeing the local life and just having a really peaceful, quiet time is just, and the vibes are good, then that's enough for me. So afterwards I asked my teacher to sign my sketchbook, which I will blur because I don't want to dox his name out there. And then, as I said, I was really obsessed with Kopen-chan, so I stuck some Kopen-chan stuff there because Kopen-chan is a king. Yeah. And then here I drew more people just like chilling in the mall. It was like probably like the last day I had at Shizuoka at this point. And then yeah, some Kirby stickers because we love Kirby. Yeah, so that was the end of my Shizuoka trip. But then afterwards I went to Tokyo. So yeah, I went to Harajuku and I had kura sushi with my friends, and here are my friends. I'll blur the picture once again because I don't want to dox my friends' faces, but we just had a really good time just chilling and actually now being a tourist in Japan. And then afterwards we went to Tokyo Disney Sea, very touristy place, and it was really fun. Last time I went to Tokyo Sea, it was like huge pouring rain, so it was a really nice change from the last time I went. And Tower of Terror is my favorite ride, by the way. And yeah, I bought my ticket in Family Mart, so I stuck it on here, and then here's a receipt from like one of the foods that we ordered when we were in there. And yeah, and then the next part is the Ghibli Museum. Woohoo! Yeah. Aruko, aruko, watashi wa genki. Yeah, the Ghibli Museum was so nice, especially as an animator now. Last time I went, I was like 8 years old, so now I could finally really truly appreciate the things there. And yeah, it was really, really nice. I really enjoyed the Ghibli Museum. Since you can take photos there, you might as well draw everything, am I right? It was really nice, and I'm really, really proud of the robot from Laputa I drew here. And yeah, then we went to some shrine, and then I stuck some B-side label sticker there, which you can find in Tokyo Hands. And then we went to Small Worlds Tokyo, which is a miniature museum. It was really, really fun. And then we went to Sunshine City, and then I went into the One Piece store, and then I got the stamp. Yes, I love collecting cool stamps in my sketchbook. And I stuck a lot of stickers here because I love stickers. And then basically here, I did a gacha in the aquarium in Sunshine City, and then it was Mikukurashi, and you guys all know I really like penguins, so I really wanted him, and I actually got him first try, and I thought I was super lucky. And then I had a friend who liked otters, and then I did another round, and then we got the otter one, so I thought my luck was so good that day. Yeah, so I got him, and I'm so happy that I got him. Yay. Yeah. And here's Cardcaptor Sakura, by the way. I love her. I also bought her in Shizuoka. Okay. Anyways, it was now the end of my trip. This is me in the airport. And yeah, I bought a friend called Nikuman-san, which maybe you'll see him in future videos, but it's like a dog. But I think he looks like a dumpling. Or is he a dog? I don't even know. But yeah, and then here's just my last page. I stuck my boarding pass here again. July 20, back to Hong Kong, back to HKG, and then here is just a lot of stickers. And that is the end of my travel sketchbook. Yay! Yeah, I had so much fun on this trip, and I'll talk more about it in my vlog, which will be the next video, so stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't. And once again, if you're interested in my shop merch, link will be in the description. And if you're in Hong Kong, ACG is the time you can meet me in person. So yeah, that's kind of it. 見てくれてありがとう and see you in the next video. It was nice doing another sketchbook tour. I love making sketchbooks. Okay, bye bye.